oh my gosh, is Nintendo getting out of the console market even though the Switch is selling like crazy and video games are selling more than ever? Are they going mobile only? That's what websites will have you believe. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? Alex Prime here, and today we're talking about President Furukawa from Nintendo. He had some words, he talked to some people, now his words are being misconstrued into clickbait articles all over the internet, making it seem like Nintendo is getting out of the console business to do cell phone games only. So how did this come to pass? Well, Nintendo President Furukawa was interviewed by Nikkei, which is the biggest magazine over in Japan, and he had some interesting things to say. He was asked a question here: You've put out a lot of consoles and software, but there's always a really big risk that comes with it. He answered with, "We're in the entertainment business. There isn't much we can do about that risk. To us, the guiding principle by which we operate is offering customers all around the world innovative and unique ways to play games. I do not want our developers to think too much along the lines of what should I do if we fail. My most important role is to facilitate an environment in which they can demonstrate their own abilities. I am not a pro developer myself, so I leave the actual development to leaders that can tell what a good game is and what isn't." Then he's asked, "Are you completely hands off?" He responds with, "Well, leaving everything up to the others will be irresponsible. I spare a lot of time to make sure that people I leave in charge and I have a mutual understanding. With regard to decisions on how we should improve our technology and the direction in which Nintendo should proceed, I base my final decisions on the development leader's way of thinking. I don't think it's a good idea to give complete freedom. I want there to be more of a balance between freedom and discipline." Now, he was also asked, "Have you ever run into innovation dilemma where the company's past success were just too big, making innovation impossible?" And this is what he says: "We aren't really fixated on our consoles. At the moment, we're offering the uniquely developed Nintendo Switch and its software, and that's what we're basing how we deliver the Nintendo experience on. That being said, technology changes. We'll continue to think flexibly about how we deliver that experience as time goes on. It has been over 30 years, and since we started developing consoles, Nintendo's history goes back even further than that. And through all the struggles that they faced, the only thing that they thought about was what to make next. In the long term, perhaps our focus as a business could shift away from consoles. Flexibility is just as important as ingenuity." Now, that's a lot of stuff. He was saying a lot. Let me just mute this fucking Discord because they won't shut up in the fucking Discord. Jesus. Alright, there, that's done. Okay, so a lot of things were said. He's just kind of responding to what Nikkei is asking. And the only thing people seem to be focusing on is the last little section there, where he says, "Perhaps our focus as a business could shift away from home consoles. Flexibility is just as important as ingenuity." Now all the clickbait articles and the clickbait YouTubing and all the people that don't like Nintendo are trying to spin this around, misconstrue this information as if Nintendo is leaving the console market. That's not the case, people. Look at the Switch. Look at all the sales records it's breaking. Fastest selling console in North America, period, ever. Fastest in Japan too, I believe. So there's no real reason why Nintendo would leave the console market as it stands right now. This is just him saying in the future, let's say 20, 30 years in the future, if perchance the console market is no longer viable, then Nintendo needs to be flexible enough to change with the times and move to mobile, for example. The last thing they want to do is keep making home consoles if everyone and by everyone I mean gamers, has moved on to cell phones and they can no longer make consoles, that would be a bad decision and they would lose a lot of money. So they want to be able to be flexible enough to do that. Does that mean they're going to stop making the Switch tomorrow and make cell phone games only? No. Why would they? They're selling like crazy right now. Yes, they make cell phone games. That's a side business. It doesn't seem to intrude on any of the mainline games. You have Super Mario Run. It has nothing to do with Mario Odyssey. They came out around the same time, a year apart or so. There's the Fire Emblem Heroes, I think it's called. I don't play it. And then there's a new Fire Emblem game coming, supposed to be this year. Again, it didn't affect that. There's a Mario Kart game coming to cell phones as well. And we already got the Mario Kart on Switch. So they're doing it. They're keeping their mobile business separate. Now, that gives them an interesting opportunity if it happens that they no longer can do consoles because the market dictates it. They already have a footprint in mobile. And on top of that, they're making their amusement park, which is supposed to be, what, 2020? I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be rolling in that freaking amusement park. I'm gonna be pushing kids out of the way, getting on those rides first. Mario, bitch! I'm gonna get on all those rides. But are they leaving console gaming? No, guys. Like, come on. Who's actually worried about this? The fact that these websites are misconstruing this and clickbaiting the articles really is pretty disgusting. Pretty sad, really, and I don't know why people are freaking out over this. It's pretty clear they're not getting out of the console market, especially not right now with the hotness of the Nintendo Switch. I don't know, guys. Sometimes people, it must be like it's January. It's a slow news month. All we got is people hyping up a direct and making up rumors for it. That's pretty funny. So I guess this is just another thing to what did Sean say? Sensationalize. That's why people are just that word is so funny to me. Sensationalizing an article, clickbaiting an article. Absolutely ridiculous. Maybe Furukawa shouldn't be so open when he talks to interviewers. I kind of hope he still does, because it's nice to get more insight, because usually Nintendo's not this open about things. But again, they're not going anywhere. The Switch is doing amazing. Gaming is bigger than ever, especially in the console space. Console gaming has now dwarfed even movies. They make more money in video games, so why the hell would they get out of the console market? Absolute lunacy, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think Nintendo's given up on the Switch, moving to cell phones, iOS, Android, and that's it, because there's no other operating systems worth a damn? But if you agree that Nintendo's gonna stick with the Switch, stick with consoles, and that they are just giving you a possibility of the future, alternate universe stuff here in the future, because we don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe eventually we will move away from consoles. Who knows? Cell phone technology is getting amazing. But as of right now, for the foreseeable future, it doesn't seem like Nintendo would be leaving the console market, because they have no need to. Make sure to hit that like button, share, subscribe if you have not done so already. This is Alex Prime. I hope you had a great time. Bye.